You are listening to NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army. Live daily on the website, on YouTube,
on the AB,
and on every online radio directory.
NUFC Talk,
the voice of the Toon Army.
Everyone, welcome to NUFC Talk TV. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button. Newcastle United beat Carabao in, it was just an obliteration. It was an unbelievable game, right? 6-1. You couldn't ask for more. Well, maybe one thing that I'll get to in a minute. And I maintain my convictions of the mistreatment of Woltemade as it continues to happen. But before any of that, the formula, the one thing that you got to praise Eddie Howe, 4-2-3-1, back once again. We needed it. We wanted it. We had it. Eddie Howe knew what he had to do. Keep the formula, baby. Don't go anywhere. Keep it the same way. 4-2-3-1. You invented Coca-Cola. You found a way to live in Mars. Keep going. Keep using the same formula. 4-2-3-1, ladies and gents. Burn, Chow, Pope at goal, of course. Trippier on the right. Lewis Hall, Willock, Tonali. Woltemade is a 10. Ilanga, Barnes on the left. And Gordon up front. There's many things that you can say about Anthony Gordon. And, of course, finishing penalties is one of his attributes. It seems like it seems that way anyway. I am a firm believer that he is not a center forward. Therefore, he should be playing a winger. What I would have done is put Woltemade up front, Gordon on the left, Harvey Barnes in the middle is a 10, Ilanga on the right. I think that will work wonders for us. But at the end of the day, it worked well in this particular game against Carabao, who weren't up to speed. They weren't up to par with what obviously up top or should be a top Premier League team like Newcastle United. A lot of people thought it was going to be, a tough match, a tough opponent, but it really didn't turn out to be that way, did it? I mean, it is what it is. It just didn't. It didn't work for them. I mean, they kind of got a little bit of momentum in the second half where things could have been different, for them. They did score. Things turned out to be a bit rocky for Newcastle United, if you will, but nothing that we couldn't control. At the end of the day, Newcastle were the best team on the pitch from beginning to end. I will say the pressing was more prominent in this particular game than before. 4-2-3-1, you can still press. It doesn't really mean that you don't, but at least you keep the team contained. Keep it together. 4-2-3-1 works out really good, especially because there's a link. There's a link right there with the attack. I thought that Woltemade played a great game, to be fair, but a lot more in midfield than for my liking. A lot more in midfield than I would like to see, to be fair. Again, I think he's a lethal striker. He needs to be up front. And no, that's not me, a typical American speaking rubbish and all of that crap. No, it's not. He's a proper center forward. He's a proper striker. Everybody else in the world thinks that way. So, the ones who don't really are wrong, aren't they? Because everybody else and their mama that coaches Woltemade puts him up there as a striker. So they can't be wrong, right? And the guy has been performing. But at the end of the day, it worked out when you have Gordon up there, and it worked out in that particular instance. Now, Gordon had the game of his life. I understand that Gordon is very much a self-centered player. He is all about me. That's really all he is about. And listen, to be fair, if it benefits the team, so be it, right? But at the end of the day, that halftime instance where Trippier went at it with him, reprimanding them for not giving the ball up, really, because Woltemade was seething. He wants the ball. The guy needs to score. He's a striker. If we all of a sudden believe that we found a position for him, he's a new J7 where he all of a sudden he's a midfielder, we're 100% wrong. That's not his position. But we're going to get to that in a second, because I want to give praise to one man in particular. That's Don Byrne. Byrne with a wonderful pass, midfield maestro type pass to Gordon, who once again performs and finishes the job well, finishes the job in a great way. I have to give him praise when you have to. He did perform as a center forward tonight. That's the bottom line. He did well. But what a pass from Byrne, by the way. I mean, that vision was sublime, to say the least. And he finished off in a great and it was early, by the way. So Newcastle already, I mean, it was a weak team, to be fair. Let's not lie. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Newcastle were out there and we did what we had to do. Top teams, when they play against a weak opposition, what they have to do is score many goals. And Newcastle United finished the game before it even started. And a lot of people weren't happy with Elanga, for example. I'm very happy with Elanga, with his performances. I think he's turned things around now. He's getting back to the typical Elanga. I think he can only get better, to be fair. A little bit off when it comes to Willock. I didn't particularly think he had an amazing game. I thought Trippier was good as well. He missed plays a couple of passes. Matter of fact, one that it was a back heel in the second half. I think it was the other guy's mistake, other than Newcastle's, or I'm sorry, Trippier's. But it was that. And matter of fact, he put up a great cross in that second goal. That Malik Chiao, boom, 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 in the box. Incredible, right? Incredible. And that's another set piece play that we scored on right there. Something that I was debating with the Mighty Win about. We able to score one from a set piece play in Malik Chiao making himself present. I mean, this is the guy that causes no debate, or shouldn't. He is one of our best players, best signings of the Premier League this season. No doubt about that. And Kieran Trippier, wonderful cross, by the way. And, of course, it was and by that time, Newcastle it's just over. It was over. There was nothing they could do to keep up with us. And all you got to do is double down, score more and more and more. And it was eventually going to be a catastrophic obliteration, as I called it on the match reaction. Wonderful pass again, by the way, from Anthony Elanga. What an assist to Anthony Gordon by himself, by him lonesome, and he misses that opportunity. He would have been a wonderful assist, to be fair. And again, proves that Elanga was playing good. And Anthony Gordon put in a position to score once again. I think he scored and he missed. He scored just like any other center forward. You keep giving him chances. Don't scrutinize him when he doesn't score. At the end of the day, he's a winger anyway. But that's the way you should treat a center forward. Give him chances. Sometimes he'll miss. Sometimes he won't. Sometimes he'll score. Perfect. But you keep feeding him the ball. And that's what we need to do with Woltemade. We don't do that. There's a large part of the fan base who's just obliterates, to use the same word that I used on this video, Woltemade, for no reason, for not scoring, for he misses that, he misses this. It's unfair. And I thought Newcastle were just all over Karabakh. I mean, it's just that simple. We were just all over them like a rash. I mean, there was one opportunity where Harvey Barnes missed as well. Barnes could have had a hat trick as well, to be fair. 2 or 3 at least. But he wasn't sharp tonight, and we have to admit that Harvey Barnes wasn't sharp in this particular game. Hasn't been in the last few games, to be fair. Maybe the change has affected him a little bit. There's one opportunity where he got the ball again, and of course, Gordon, he got the bounce, and Gordon couldn't score. And again, another one. It could have been catastrophic. Well, it was catastrophic, to be fair, but it could have been a lot worse for Karabakh. In the Champions League, it could have been historic, if it's not already. I mean, 6-1 doesn't seem historic in the Champions League anyway, but it could have been 9-10-0, and that's one part where I will agree with the Mighty Win when it comes to his usual takes. But he thinks that Newcastle should win 7-0 every game. I don't know where that comes from, but at least in this particular game, he does have a point, ladies and gents. He has a point. Karabakh tried to get out. It just wasn't going to happen. Now the penalties start coming. To be fair, that handball, that wasn't a penalty. Listen, we were just much better than them. We didn't need that type of penalty. We don't need that type of help, right? We don't need it. And I saw some comments, people saying, "Well, they jeopardized us. They didn't do us right against the last Premier League game, and so we'll take it." Listen, I understand. There's nothing you can do. It is what it is. The bad decisions or good decisions, you just got to go out there and score the penalty. But we didn't need them. It wasn't a handball. We didn't need that bad decision going for us. We would have won this game regardless, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a handball, but it was an exquisite execution by Anthony Gordon. And on that particular case, I still believe he should have given it to Woltemade, but you know what? Take it. It is what it is. You take the penalty, got it, you want to, whatever, get the penalty, right? But then you start getting in this situation where, of course, he's the one playing center forward, so at the end of the day, he's going to be put in a position to score many times, right? And on his third goal, Newcastle United doing the pressing, stealing the ball, doing great. He gets the goalkeeper off, and he scores marvelous. And that's, again, an amazing execution quickly and in a hurry by Anthony Gordon. Now, the play in itself doesn't really start from pressing, really. It's just that they missed a pass. And, of course, Anthony Gordon fights for the ball, and he beats the defender. He beats the goalkeeper, and boom, it's in, right? Amazing execution. No doubt about it. Everybody's happy. Everybody's honky-dory. Anthony Gordon, what a lad. It is what it is, right? But now we get into murky waters, ladies and gents, because there is another penalty. Again, Newcastle United were all over Karabakh. No doubt about that. All over him. Anthony Gordon gets through, makes a simple play, and then gets the penalty against him. Now, this is when Woltemade is asking for the ball. Says, you know what, mate, you got your hat trick, amazing stuff. I celebrated with you. I was right next to you, celebrating. Great job. But this game is really over at this point in time. Give it to Woltemade. He is seething for it. He's asking for it. Kieran Trippier goes to Gordon. And Gordon, in that same play, basically tells him to F off. And don't worry about this because I got it. Because I'm the man. Because I'm petulant. Because I'm the one that needs to be the star. Because I need to make it to the England World Cup. As if that matters to anything that Newcastle is. That's not Newcastle United related. But, you know, Gordon is about me. Me. Always about me, regardless. You know, if I wanted, he's not a leader, clearly he's not a leader. But if he was a leader, he would have been, you know what, my mate. He's a center forward. He's a striker. We need him to be top notch for the team. I'm going to give him that penalty because I already got my hat trick. And listen, he could have had more opportunities to score anyway, Anthony Gordon. This was just halftime. So I'm going to give him the penalty. Don't worry. Take it, mate, and boost your confidence. There will be people that say, well, how do you know he would have missed it? Duh. Of course he could have missed it. Just like he could have made it. But penalties, what are you on about? That's not the conversation. And then you got Mighty Win, people like Mighty Win coming on and says, well, if he scores, how is that going to boost his morale? Or how is it going to, what? Scoring, that will boost anybody's morale, especially at center forward that scored last game, that might need another goal now, start building the momentum, help him out, man. Help him out. But he doesn't. He's petulant. He is selfish. He says, you know what? I want it all. I want to have it all. And that's exactly what he did. Great execution, but again, it's just a penalty. Everybody, for the most part, executes penalties well. So if you're an attacker, of course. So he did well, did great. Again, 4 goals. And some people, as long as he has 10 goals, they would have been happy if Newcastle lost 11-10. You know, that's what it seems like at this point in time with some fans. But regardless, great execution, well done. But, you know, at halftime, it was a very, very tough situation because Trippier was seething. Trippier didn't celebrate with him. He didn't celebrate with him. And they were going at it. There was a situation where Gordon starts pointing their fingers at Trippier, starts going at him. Ilanga tries to get in the middle, of course, and tries to split them apart. Dan Burns splits him apart, but Trippier has a ward him. Also starts pointing the finger at him. So they go at it. They have a bust up, if you will, on the pitch at halftime. That you can't erase. Things became well later on because clearly, you know, it is what it is. It stays in the game. We're still mates. We're still teammates. We got to move forward. But at the end of the day, I respect Trippier because he's a leader and he had his mates back. Actually, for the better of the team. Woltemade should have taken that penalty. Just like he should have taken many penalties this season. Woltemade has the goals he has because of him and his hard work. And one from Tonali, of course. Because of his own efforts, not because of penalties or anybody else helping him out. And that is the problem. This team sometimes only becomes centered about certain players and not about the whole team. You need your center forward. We know here Woltemade is the center forward. So he should be the one getting the momentum and getting the goals. Especially, I'm not even saying it's the first goal. So you know what? Take it. If you're Gordon, the first opportunity, the first penalty to go up 1-0, take it. Whatever, man. But the game is already over. You got a hat trick. What more do you want? It's not fair, man. It's not fair. And of course, at this point, you know, is done and dusted. The game is over. Subs come in. Osula comes in. Gordon off, and everybody and their mama is ready to go back to Newcastle because At this point, that becomes the bigger problem now. To be fair, the Carabao starts scoring that goal. I thought he was offside, and I mean, I don't care how much you want to make it look. It does look offside, and then the lines or whatever, but they kind of mess with it. To be fair, but that doesn't look. What I see on the pitch is not that. But regardless, they put the goal in for him, and they score. Now they start seeing Newcastle start looking a bit dodgy for a few minutes. But then again, Murphy comes on a wonderful strike with his left foot. It gets deflected, of course, but it's still a good strike, and he goes in. And at that point, it is over, it is dusted, and it's time to go home. Regardless, ladies and gents, Newcastle United, however you want to look at it, we agree, disagree on many things here. But at the end of the day, this is another top-notch victory for Newcastle United away in the Champions League. I know that Karabakh is a weak team. I know all that. But at the end of the day, we went out there and got it done. We didn't go out there and beat them 1-0 with them being this poor. We actually went out there and scored as many as we could, and we decimated them. And it is what it is. That's exactly what you want from a top team playing against a weak team. So Newcastle did the right thing there, right? Again, this could lead to us saying that we're actually back on track. That doesn't mean that you need to forget everything that happened this season, because that's going to come into the analysis later on. But at the end of the day, at least it looks like Newcastle United are back. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member if you can. Listen to us on radio on DAB in Newcastle and Gateshead, across Newcastle and Gateshead, and of course online as well. Become a member, hit the join button below so you can enjoy all exclusive content of this channel. Thank you very much, all of you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.